This is our guy. You know who this is. Michael Timberlake. He's joining us now for our Law Call segment. This is when you can get your Law Call questions answered, your legal questions answered. All you have to do is just call us or text us at the number on your screen, 256-536-0077. And today we are talking about privacy and public spaces. I wonder how you came up with this topic.
You know, every now and then we find something that's interesting in the news, and we want to give you a little legal insight on it. So
I like that.
Obviously there's been a somebody had a little video that was displayed in front of a lot of 60,000 people that he probably is not very happy with. In terms of the effect that it's going to have on his personal life.
Right.
So basically the question is, is this permissible? Is there anything illegal about this? And the answer is no. You have no expectation of privacy in a public space. So even if you go to any kind of public space, the law says that what you do is fair game for anybody else in terms of what they want to do with it. So if they want to videotape it, like the paparazzi does, and all over the and then they sell the videotapes, even if they use it for commercial purposes, that is perfectly permissible and under the law, as long as you are in a public space. Now, you can't go into somebody's private property and trespass and get, and obtain video of them or anything like that. But as long as you are not on their property as a trespasser, you can get that, evidence or whatever it is, the video, and publish it in any way you want to.
So you're saying that if I am across the street on a
Right.
sidewalk, which is public property,
Yep.
and they're at their house, I can get video of them.
Absolutely.
Well, that is very interesting to hear.
Yeah.
This is such a timely question because a lot of people were wondering about this. Like, say, for instance, like people are now saying like the couple was cheating or doing all this other stuff.
Right.
But what if that stuff was not true? Then would they have any?
Yeah. So that's really where you kind of where it kind of makes the turn in terms of the legal standpoint.
Okay.
You can publish that information, but you can't do anything to make it defamatory. You cannot do anything to make it false. You can even alter the video in some way, but you can't do so in a way that makes it that makes it defamatory. So if they were to say, this man was definitely having an affair with this person, and it's shown in the video, and that's not true, then you could be liable for defamation. Now, if this person's a public figure, you have to be able to prove that you knew he was not having an affair and you published that anyway. We call that actual malice. And a lot of times that's a difficult thing to prove. But in general, if you publish something, and it is, not defamatory, and even if it's been altered, and a lot of times you look at this situation in terms of satirical things, satire. Satire is protected under the First Amendment. So even if you even if you alter it and make it not so flattering, the question is whether it becomes defamatory or not true. And if a video has been altered so much that it's not accurate, that can be satire.
That is interesting. But now that we have like AI coming into play, that's kind of changing the way these things work.
Yeah, I mean, we keep waiting for legislation in terms of what's going to happen with computer-generated images of folks. Obviously, if it is a computer-generated image that is not you, then that should not be permissible. Or if it is an image of something that was superimposed your face on somebody else or whatnot, those are the types of things that we're going to have to deal with. We're dealing with a lot of trademark issues in terms of that. People are trademarking their likeness. It's like my face is trademarked.
I see what you're saying.
And if you do that, then people that if they use your face without your permission for commercial purposes, AI or whatnot, then potentially they could be held responsible.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I have so many questions for you now. And of course we would be out of time for this right here. But I want to thank you so much for coming on, for sharing your legal expertise with us about this topic. Remember, you can go to their blog right there. It is law-entry.com/blog. If you have any questions, give them a call at Timberlake, League, and Brooks. Michael, thank you again for coming on.
Sure, no problem. Thanks for having me.